to What's Cooking at Lajes, and today to answer that question is Ms. Carrie Hammond.
Hello.
Welcome. And okay, so what is cooking today at Lajes?
I'm gonna show you a really fast recipe for a cheat salsa.
Cheap or cheat?
Cheat.
Cheat,
It's
okay.
restaurant style, but it's very fast.
Okay, and we have Miss Lacey Hicks, and you're going to be learning how to do this, right? And this is a great time of the year to make salsa, isn't it? Because you know,
Game days.
game time, right. Okay, so let's go.
Okay.
All right.
I always start with the fresh ingredients first. So Lacey is going to cut up a serrano pepper here. And this is my cilantro from my fun little cilantro plant. And I'm going to cut green onions.
Okay.
And I use green onions. Actually, I'm going to cut with a knife here.
How big do you want it?
You can cut these kind of small. We're gonna put them in the food processor anyway.
Okay.
So they're gonna, but you don't have to get too technical on that. Generally for 2 cans of Rotel that I'm gonna use for our base,
Okay.
I use 3 green onions. And I just use the green onions because they have a nice tart flavor. And like I said, we're gonna put this in the food processor, so we really don't have to cut it up too fine, yeah.
And what kind of pepper are you using? It's
a Serrano.
Serrano.
Okay. Now, what's the heat level of the serrano pepper?
I believe it's about 10,000.
Okay.
The Serrano's a little bit hotter than the jalapeno. Actually, the jalapeno's on the more mild level.
Really?
And the Serrano's just a step up on heat, and then you have the habanero, which we have right here, and that one's hot. I think it's 200 to 300,000.
Wow.
So,
okay.
so it gets hot.
Things to know. So, what kind are you going to use in the salsa?
We're gonna use the Serrano. We're gonna make it a little spicy.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to increase the heat, though, you can always change.
You can always change it to the habanero. You can add more. An important thing when you're cutting the Serranos, if you leave the seeds in, it really gives it a kick. So if you do want some spice, but you don't necessarily want it too hot, then take the seeds out.
Oh, but you can leave the seeds in.
The seeds in make it super hot, so we're gonna make it hot today.
Okay. All right.
And then I take a handful of cilantro, which is also called coriander here.
Okay.
And we washed all our vegetables and everything ahead of time, and we're just gonna throw it all into the food processor. So go ahead and stick that in there.
Now, I learned the hard way one time that after you cut up a pepper of any kind, keep it away from your eye.
Oh yeah. So Lacey needs to wash her hands immediately, or handle it with gloves.
Because she.
I've learned that too the hard way.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's had a lesson or two that way.
Yeah,
But
so you want to be careful.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So don't touch anything.
Okay, so now we have the green onions.
Green onions, the serrano peppers, and the cilantro, and we're just gonna put it in the mixer and get it mixed up real quick first.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
Without any liquid.
no
Okay.
liquid yet.
Okay.
I like to dice it up first.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Nice.
now we have that all chopped down, and I always take, because you'll have some pieces that will get stuck on the sides here.
Okay.
So I always just kind of knock that down. Whew, you can feel the heat already.
Are my eyelashes curling?
Yeah, I think mine were too. Woo! When you leave the seeds in, it really makes a difference on the heat. And cilantro too has got a kick. So you add 1 can of Rotel, non-drained.
Okay, all the liquid.
All the liquid, and then 1 can that's drained.
Oh, okay.
So this is gonna give you like the consistency of a Mexican restaurant where you go and the salsa is a little bit thinner, not so chunky.
Right.
I miss that kind of salsa, so I make it at home.
Oh, I can smell that.
Yeah. So this is the cheat, because this isn't necessarily fresh salsa, but it is good in a quick fix.
It's fresh enough.
Yeah. And you can make it, the fun thing is you can make it any way you want it. But I almost forgot garlic salt.
Yeah.
So I would say probably a tablespoon or so. You can kind of add later if you need to.
Now, sometimes using garlic salt is better than just a fresh garlic, because
You're definitely gonna need the salt.
The salt,
Yeah, you definitely want salt. I have put fresh garlic in it, and just mix it in. Make sure to chop it with the rest of the greens when you do a whole clove or whatever. But I like the garlic salt. It still gives it a little bit of flavor, and you're gonna need the salt
And you
anyway.
want that salt anyway,
Yeah.
right.
So you can kind of,
And it's easier.
and I've messed this up before where I've not put enough salt in it and I've already finished it. But you can just go through and add it and spoon it in. So it's just kind of what your taste, what you want. So we're gonna spin this again. So you see it's kind of a thinner, got a thinner base, and then you're gonna have all this fun stuff on the side still. So you just kind of knock it in there.
That really smells great.
Yeah,
Looks
it's my
great.
favorite. And super easy, super easy. So then it's finished, and the best part about that is you're done and you can already get a chip and dig in, or you can wait for it to cool. And that's probably the best if you put it in the refrigerator for a little bit.
Then the
Do you want to
kind of
snip our garnish?
little garnish.
Yeah, but it's definitely better cold. So I would suggest making it and then putting it in the fridge for like 30 minutes or so.
And then
That's it.
That's it. It's beautiful. It's fast.
It's super fast.
It's easy, and now we know about the different kinds of peppers, right? And if you want to spice it up, use the what is it, habanero?
Habanero, yeah, it's tough. That one's a hot one.
That's a hot one. Okay, so chips. What else can you use that salsa for?
I make it every time we make turkey tacos. So
turkey tacos,
I love
yes.
making turkey tacos, and I love making fresh salsa to put on turkey tacos or omelets or anything. Yeah, you can really use it for anything.
Mexican food.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, you can put it on anything, right? I mean, a piece of fish.
anything that you would normally put regular salsa from the can on, but I guarantee you, after you start playing around with your own kind of ingredients, that you won't buy canned salsa
All
anymore.
right. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to tasting this.
All right.
Okay. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and now we are ready to taste Carrie's fabulous restaurant-style, very easy to make salsa. And who do we have here today?
This is our friend Ed, and he's from the contracting squadron.
From the contracting, and I also understand that you're from the Imperial Valley. You know, my home state. So, do you like salsa?
I do. You know, growing up in Southern California, it's what I
Yes.
grew up around. So,
So you're a connoisseur then. We're looking forward to having your expert opinion on this. So let's go. Drum roll, please.
sorry, mouthful. Really delicious. It does remind me of being back home and
Yeah.
having some of that restaurant style.
Hey,
salsa.
Yeah. And what's the heat level? Is it pretty good, or could you go hotter?
I would go with the habaneros. I like spicy. That's what I grew up around.
Of
but
course,
I mean,
yeah.
I think the longer the salsa sits with the seeds and everything in it, the spicier it'll get in time.
Yeah. So really the trick is to let it chill a little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
let's all dig in.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead, Lacey.
Go ahead, yay!
Yay.
Quick game time food.
Yep.
Those are my favorite chips.
Me too.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This
All
is really
right.
good.
Is it good? Yeah. Thank
got a
you
little
for
kick.
watching,
Yeah.
and we will see you next time. Well done, Carrie.
Thank you.
Thank you.